Hi Year 3, it's Miss Hare here with your maths lesson for this week. Just to get your brains nice and warm, here's a little starter for you. So we've got a number pyramid on the board. You've got 3 numbers that are on the bottom, 1 number on the next level, and you've got 2 missing numbers. Your challenge is to see if you can see what the missing numbers should be. And also if you can tell me how you got to those missing numbers. Pause the video and have a go for yourself. Okay, I hope you all enjoyed having a go at that problem solving puzzle. Now we are going to check together. Okay? Now, the first thing we could have done was think 12 and 9. How do those 2 numbers make 21? What do we have to do to them? Yes, you're right, we have to add them together. 12 add 9 is 21. So now let's do 9 add 5. What's 9 add 5? Brilliant, it's 14. Okay? Now to get to this number, we need to do exactly the same. 21 add 14. Now I'm hoping lots of you can do this one in your head. Brilliant, it's 35. Hopefully your pyramid looked like this. And remember, we had to add the numbers together to make the number at the top. Great job, guys. So here is our learning objective for today. It's to solve subtraction questions using a written method. Now I know last week in your maths lesson you worked on using a written method to solve addition problems. I saw Miss Cole working very hard on this and I'm sure you guys did too. So this week we're looking at subtraction questions and we're going to use a similar method as Miss Cole did last week. But first of all, just a reminder about some of the mental strategies that we can use. Now, our mental strategies mean the strategies in our brain, okay? Without having to use a written method, what strategies could we use in our brain? Now, if we're given a question like 35 take away 13, we know we could use our brain to either count on or count back. Now we could use lots of things to do this. We could use a number line, but today I've got a 100 square and we're going to use this to help us solve this question if it sticks onto the board. So, we're going to start with the count on method. Now, if we're counting on, we need to start with this number here. So I'm going to start at 13 and I'm going to count how many it takes me to get to 35. I'd like you guys to count with me. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Now it took me 22 counts to get up to 35. Now just to check, I could also use a count back method. And if I'm counting backwards, I need to start at my first number, my biggest number. So this time I'm going to start at 35 and I'm going to go backwards until I get to number 13. Are you ready to count with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and I've ended up at 13. So either way, counting on or counting back will give me the same answer. That's up to you which method you use. Those are just some of our mental strategies that we might need to use even when we're using a long written method. Now, before we start to look at this written method, we need to first understand what's the big picture. Now, the reason we might use a written method would be when the numbers get a little bit too tricky for us to do mentally in our head. But also, we can apply this method to lots of different things, like money. Let's look at this question together. We've got 775 take away 324. Now, one way we could work this out is we could use our deans. Now, I know Miss Cole spoke about these last week, and I have got some here with me. So first thing I'm going to do is make this first number, 775. So I'm going to start with my ones, which are these little parts here. How many ones is in my number? That's right, 5. So I'm going to count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to look at my tens. Now these are my tens. So I've got 7 tens. So next I'm going to count out my tens. 1 or 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Next, I'm going to look at my hundreds. Now, I've also got 7 hundreds, but remember, these ones are my hundreds. So, let's count those out together. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. So now I've got the number 775, which matches my number up there. Now it's asking me to subtract or take away 324. Now, when I'm subtracting, where do I always start? Well done, I always start at the ones. So I need to take away how many ones? That's right, 4. So I'm going to look down at my number and I'm going to take away 4 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've taken those away. Next, I'm going to take away my tens. So that's going to be 2 tens, which is 20. Well done. I'm going to take away 10, 20. Now I'm going to look at my hundreds and I need to take away 300. So back down to my number and I'm going to take away 300, 100, 200, 300. And I've taken away 324 altogether. Now my next step is to count how many I have got left. So let's do that together. I have got 100, 200, 300, 400, 410, 420, 430, 440, 450, 451. Then I write my number up for my answer. 451. Okay, I've just shown you a method using the practical resources, the deans. Now, for any of the questions that we're going to do, you could use the deans, but you could also use some counters. So we've got tens, we've got 100 counters, and we've got ones. Now these, I know I've got the real counters, but actually at home you could use counters out of a game, you could cut pieces of paper out, you could use whatever you've got, okay? But now we're actually going to look at this written method. So I'm going to do the same question, and I know we already know the answer, but I'm going to show you how I would have done it using a written method. So when we were looking at this question before, we found how many hundreds tens and ones there were. And I'm going to use that now with the colours to show you again in a written method. So I'm going to start with the hundreds, which is 700 in this number, 300 in that number. My tens are going to go in purple. I've got 7 tens in this number, 2 tens in this number. Then I'm going to do my ones in green. I've got 5 ones in this number, 4 ones in that number. Now, this is very similar to what Miss Cole did last week. So you will need pen or pencil, some paper and a ruler. Okay, make sure you've got those things. Now, I'm going to start by writing out my first number under my hundreds, tens and ones. So I'm going to do a H for hundreds. I'm going to make sure I leave enough space. T for tens. And O for ones. Okay, so my first number is 775. I'm going to write that underneath my hundreds, tens and ones. 700. Tens is 7. So that's 70. Ones, 5. Now my question is asking me to take away, so it's really important I put that here so I don't get confused when I'm doing my workings out. So here's my first number, 775. It's important to do one number at a time so you don't get all confused. Right, now it's take away 324. So I'm going to write that, 324. Then I'm going to do my big equal sign using my ruler underneath. Now, can you remember where we start when we're doing subtraction or addition with big numbers? Well done. We always start at the ones, okay, the right hand side. So I'm going to start with my ones first. I've got 5, take away 4, that's 1. Then I'm going to do 70, take away 20, 50. Then 700, take away 300, 400. Then, when I put the number back together, I have 451. So that is my answer, 451. Okay, now I'd like you to pause the video and have a go at this question down here. Now it's your turn. Off you go. Brilliant. I hope you've had a go. Now we are going to check together, okay? I've already set mine out ready, so we don't have to worry about that now, okay? So remember, we always start at the ones. So here I've got 4, take away 2. Well done, that is 2. 90, take away 50, that's 40, well done. And my hundreds, I've got 500s, take away 400s, 100 left. Then when I put my number back together, I've got 142. So that right there is my answer. Okay, great job. Now we're going to have a go at this question here. It's 932, take away 428. Now I've already marked my hundreds, tens and ones, and I've already set my written method out ready to go. So I'm going to fill in the numbers first. Remember, it's take away, so I need to put that sign just there. Okay, I'm ready to go. Now, I always start at my ones. My class know that because I always stress it a lot. So, we're going to start with 2, take away 8. Oh, that's a bit of a problem. If I've got 2 ones, how am I going to take away 8? No, I can't do that. So, some of you might remember what we have to do. Can you tell me? Brilliant. We borrow from the tens. Now, we're only allowed to borrow from the tens of the same number. So I haven't got enough up here, so I'm going to borrow from my 30. So if I borrow 10, that changes to 20 because I've taken 10 away. And I'm going to put that 10 over here to make the number 12. Okay, because if I look, 900 add 20, add 12, still equals 932. So I haven't changed my number. Now 12 take away 8, I can now do that using my mental strategies. Okay, so I know the answer is 4. Now when I get onto my tens, I'm doing 20 take away 20, which I know that one's easy. It's 0. Now 900 take away 400 leaves me with 500. And then when I put my number back together, I get my answer 500, no tens, 504. Right, I'd like you to pause the video and have a go at this question here. Off you go. Okay, I hope you had a good go at that. Now we're going to have a go at checking it together to see if you got the right answer. So remember, we always start at the ones. So it's 3 take away 7. Now I've hit that problem again. I don't have enough ones. So where do I need to borrow it from? Well done, I borrow it from the tens, which makes that 50 into a 40, and my 110 that I borrowed goes over here onto my ones. Now I've got 13 take away 7. Well done, that is 6. Then I've got 40 take away 30, which leaves me with 10. 500 take away 200 equals 300. And when I put my number back together, I've got 316. So that is my answer, 316. If you would like to try the Chilli 1 questions, please pause the video now and have a go at these. If you'd like to have a go at the Chilli 2 questions, please pause the video now and have a go at these. If you finish Chilli 1 or Chilli 2 and you want an extra challenge, why don't you see if you can write your own subtraction word problem and then see if someone in your house can figure out the answer. This time we're going to have a go at a 3 Chilli subtraction question. You really need your brains turned on for this one, so let's have a go together. My turn first. My question is 862 take away 497. Now I've already set my number question up ready to input all the numbers. So I'm going to start with my first number, 862. 862. Now I'm subtracting, which I've already got there ready, 497. Now, where do I always start? Brilliant, at the ones, okay? So 2 take away 7. Now this is the problem I had last time, and we learned how to solve this, didn't we? So we haven't got enough here. We're going to borrow from the tens, which means I've now got 50 and 12. 12 take away 7 is 5. Well done. Now I've got 50 take away 90. Now I've got the same problem as I had before. I've got 5 tens, which is 50, and it's wanting me to take away 9 tens, 90. I don't have enough. Where do you think I could borrow from? Brilliant. I could borrow from the hundreds. Now remember, it has to be the same number. So I'm going to borrow one of those hundreds and put it here to make 150. That means that turns into 700 because the 100 I've taken away and borrowed is over here. So now it's 150 take away 90. That makes it a bit easier for us. Okay, 60. Now I'm going to move on to my hundreds. 700 take away 400 is 300. Then when I put my number all back together, I've got 365. That's my answer. Now, see if you can pause the video and have a go at your question. 325 take away 288. Off you go. Welcome back. I hope you've had a go at this one here on the Chilli 3 challenge. Let's check it together to see how you got on. Now remember, we always start at the ones. So 5 take away 8. I haven't got enough, so remember I borrow from the tens. You're getting good at this now. I put that 10 on here, so I've only got 10 left, and then it's 15 take away 8, which we should know is, well done, 7. Okay, then we move on to our tens. 10 take away 80. Now we've hit that problem again. We can't do 10 take away 80, so we now need to borrow from the hundreds. So that take off 100 becomes 200, and I put my 100 over here. So I've now got 110 take away 80, which is, well done, 30. 200 take away 200. Nice and easy. We've got no hundreds left. Then I squeeze my number back together. I've got no hundreds in this one, so my answer is 37. Well done. Next up are some Chilli 3 challenges for you. Here are some Chilli 3 questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video now and see how many you can get correct. Here are the answers for the Chilli 1 questions. How many did you get right? If you got some wrong, that's fine. Have another go at them and see if you can find your mistake. Here are the Chilli 2 question answers. How many did you get right? If you got some wrong, that's okay. See if you can do them again and find where you made your mistake. Here are the Chilli 3 answers. How many did you get right? If you didn't get one right, that's fine. Have another go and see if you can find the mistake that you made last time. Just before you go, me and Mini Miss Hare would like to say well done for all your hard work today and the subtraction work. It was quite challenging. Don't forget to go on My Maths for some more online challenges for you to complete. Pardon? No way! Look at all these amazing people who have been on our online learning. These ones at the top, Mini Miss Hare's told me, are from MathShed, and these are the ones that are top of their classes. So well done to Mika, Erin, Bella and Noah. Noah was actually 4th in the whole school last week, so a special well done to you. These ones here are for children who've been on TT Rockstars. Now, Yasmin has improved her speed the most, so well done, Yasmin. Philip has earned the most coins, and Tyler has got the most correct answers. 716 correct answers. That's amazing. Well done again for all your hard work, and to these people here. Make sure you keep up all the good maths work. We miss you and hope to see you soon. Bye.